I wanted to do a video talking about some of the things with this coronavirus shutdown that I find astounding. I'm currently waiting for an IVF transfer, and it's the final stage of a very long and heartbreaking, expensive road to have a second baby. But guess what? These clinics that create life have been forced closed during coronavirus. Fertility, even though it's very time contingent, is not deemed an essential business in Ontario and for Canada. So my husband and I have spent an insane amount of money on IVF, and all of our hard work is sitting in a freezer in downtown Toronto, and we don't have access to it. That by itself doesn't seem so shocking until you considered what is deemed essential, including abortion clinics. Yes, they are essential. Liquor stores as well, and in Canada, pot shops are essential. The government tried to close them, but no, it was reversed. So right now, you can go to a medical clinic to end a pregnancy, but you can't start one. Interesting priorities, right? I can still get drunk and high, but I can't go to a controlled clinic to do IVF. Under our lockdown, I also can't take my son to a park, even if it's empty. He can't even go on the swings, but I can go to the grocery store and stand fairly close to other shoppers. My point being is that you can kill your baby, but you can't make one. Okay, paging Satan. Of course, there's also the financial factor. IVF is paid out of pocket mainly, so the government doesn't profit off of that. But the government does make billions off of liquor and pot. Starting to make a little bit more sense now, right? Stopping non-essential medical procedures and surgeries is pretty ridiculous. I know a lot of people who can't even get prostate cancer treated. My mom's friend needs a mammogram and she can't get one. Just because the government doesn't deem a certain medical procedure essential doesn't mean that it isn't. So what if you need eye surgery and can't function without it? What if your condition is deteriorating and turning your slight problem into a major one because you weren't allowed to have your regular medical maintenance? Where is the government's priorities exactly? Churches are also deemed non-essential. Really? I thought our charter rights included freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and freedom of association. So I can go to the LCBO, stand in a line, walk around the store in close proximity to others, touch bottles that others have touched, touch debit card machines that other people have touched, but I can't sit in a pew at a church and celebrate the Lord, even though I can social distance in that environment very easily. Newsflash, the government is not God. I don't genuflect or pray to politicians. This article also shows you that you have a much higher percentage of getting COVID from the grocery store than at church. In times of crisis, people look to and seek solace in their faith, and now that's being denied by the government? I think if you can social distance at the grocery store, you can during Mass as well. Jesus is essential. And what about the government priority about springing criminals from prison? They're in quarantine in jail. Why are you going to release them, especially if they have nowhere to go? Why am I being forced to social distance, self-isolate, limit the amount of people I gather with, but the government is setting convicted felons free? What? They went to prison for a reason. Why am I, an innocent person, being treated more like a criminal than the actual felons that they're releasing from prison? Are we really expected to believe that criminals are going to follow the rules? And no, these people are not just petty thieves. Okay, some of them have been convicted of violent crimes like assault. And in the US, they let out a guy because of COVID, and guess what? He allegedly murdered someone. Who couldn't see that coming? What the is going on? It's really weird to see what governments are prioritizing in this emergency. In Oakville, Ontario, which isn't far from me, a guy and his kids were ticketed for rollerblading, $880. And in the UK, cops broke down a door to investigate social distancing in a private residence. This is an insane level of government overreach. In fact, I've seen police going up and down my street over the past couple of days. I've also heard stories where police are ticketing people in the city of Toronto for standing too close together if they're strangers. Our civil liberties are being erased right in front of our eyes. Quarantine is supposed to restrict the movement of sick people, but tyranny is when you restrict the movement of healthy people. The question of personal liberty is going to be huge after this all comes to an end. Does the government have the right to force you in your home over a somewhat lethal virus? Let me put it another way. If you're worried about an illness, you can lock yourself in your house and be scared for 50 years. That's your liberty. But forcing those who are healthy to stay in their homes seems a little bit of an overreach to me. People don't get it. The more authoritarian governments get, the worse the long-term backlash is going to be. And here's some salt in the employment wounds of some Canadians. If you're one of the millions that just lost your job when the PM loser shut down our economy, take a look at this. Trudeau is importing foreign labor right now during this crisis. Yep, that's right. The government is bringing in thousands of temporary workers to help on farms and in food processing. They're quarantining these people and giving them $1,500 a piece. Our unemployment levels are sky high right now. Millions have been forced out of the workforce, and the plan is to bring in foreigners to do jobs that we can do at an even lower wage. How is that beneficial to Canadians? This is not Canada first. This is replacement migration. Don't forget, all of those temporary workers get a path to citizenship. If you really cared about the health and well-being of citizens and the borders are closed, why are you still allowing flights in from China and Italy? The whole thing is completely suspect. If I didn't know better, I'd say they're taking advantage of the coronavirus situation to force their agenda of more immigration forward. What are the priorities of the Canadian government? What matters to them? Oh, and by the way, government workers don't care about the lockdown order because they're still getting paid. I wonder how fast this lockdown would be over if suddenly they didn't have their salaries. It's only the entrepreneurs, small business owners, and private sector workers that are being affected by this shutdown. The government workers are just status quo as usual. Anyways, what do you think about the government's priorities? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, thank you for liking and subscribing. And I appreciate hearing from you. I hope you're staying safe, and I pray that we get this economy going once again, because you know what? It's time to start living our lives again. Have a great day.